This review is short, which is exactly like the game, as it is completed under literally 1 hour and it has numerous other shortcomings. Let's check exactly why you should avoid this game. Simply said, the idea of doors is that with each new level it presents you a number of gates that all have a specific riddle above them that you have to read in order to pinpoint exactly which doors are lying and which doors are telling the truth. There is only one door that doesn't lead to death, and all the others do. The thing is, however, multiple doors can be saying a certain truth, but will still not lead to the correct next level and will instead lead you to death. So essentially you have to use the process of elimination in order to see which door is the absolute right one. However, this is maybe fun for about the first 10 levels, but then it becomes extremely repetitive. Now, they do add a few extra elements, such as combining the forms and the colors of the doors, but in its entirety, the game falls short in many ways. For example, there are only like 20 levels. I couldn't count them all, but there really aren't that many. It immediately makes this short experience feel like there hasn't been put much effort into it. Secondly, the level design is extremely lazy. It's once again this idea of being in limbo, which is being used over and over and over. The only level that isn't in limbo looks downright ugly. In fact, you can actually find these monitors in that level and they look so unprofessional without any effect and look as if they have just plain colored textures put on their screen. It just looks unprofessional, and I know that that is a small ass detail, but it just goes to show that they don't even take advantage of the Unity engine. Not only that, but all the levels have these insane amount of invisible walls that are right in your face. They didn't even bother to work something around this and they just decided to go with it, making you feel as if you're trapped inside a box with all of these gates and there is nothing much else to do out here. Lastly, while the puzzles aren't all that easy, there aren't any that are difficult either. You could easily brute force like all of the puzzles, but the problem is that would even add more boredom to the already mediocre puzzles. They did try to add an element of humor about bacon and death, which by the way is left completely unexplained, but it lasts for the first 5 minutes or something before you will completely forget about it. Maybe the best thing I could say about Doors is that they did try to add some sort of story into it, but it really amounts to nothing much at all. If you are a true puzzle fan, you do yourself a favor by trying out some of the more difficult puzzles with a potential story, such as The Witness or The Tallest Principle. People might say I'm exaggerating, but then again, there are many AAA titles currently being criticized for having a very short length for a $60 price tag, because essentially this game is only $5. But for those $5 you get under 1 hour of gameplay, and I don't think there should be made a difference right there. Especially with those, because there has been minimalistic amount of work in every approach. My final judgment for doors is a 4 out of 10, because the insanely poor amount of puzzles that we get, even for $5, is unacceptable. It feels unfinished and could simply have been free, or a free mobile game where you remove navigation. You just simply present us with the riddles, then we have to click the right door and we could continue. Then you could add microtransactions to that to make up for the money for the little development time. Should people actually want more of these, I'm sorry, shallow levels? I would not recommend buying doors. Instead, try out some of the more difficult and more complex puzzles that are out there. This was Gaming Reviews, and I will see you in the next review.